I got up the other night and I wrote down a question. What if you could live your life only looking out for yourself, being responsible for your own happiness? In my seminars, I talk about happiness, and I ask people where are their levels of happiness, and I get anywhere from a 3 to an 8 or a 9. Very rarely do I get a 10. And that's one of the things I appreciate about working in England. People are really honest with me in England about where their life is and where their the happiness is. I asked an associate of mine years ago where his life was on a scale from 1 to 10, and he said 8. And I said, where's happiness? A little later on in the conversation, he said 5. And that's a little incongruous, a little inconsistent for me. If my happiness is a 5, my life must be dwelling down there somewhere. It's so interlinked for me. But I see that for him, it's somehow there's either a disconnect or a resolution that makes it possible for him to live life with happiness at a 5, and in his overall life at an 8. But one of the things I'll ask in a class is, if you go to an amazing level of happiness, who's going to take it away from you? And a lot of people say, well, nobody can take it away from me if I don't want them to. And I watch that happen every day. I watch people who are out in their happiness and somebody come in and make a snide remark or anything, really, and boom, their happiness is taken away. And it's like, oh, you must have wanted that to happen. And I don't believe that's true. I believe that if you are happy, people will try to take it away from you. Usually the less happy they are, the more they work to take your happiness away. And so what I look at is how do you find your own happiness? How do you get back to your own happiness? I sat with a young couple. They were with their newborn son. We were at dinner. I was holding the baby who was just a few months old, and his dad said, I have more burdens, I have more responsibility. And I said, well, if you're equating the two, that's kind of a funny thing to do. Burdens and responsibility are two different phenomena. I said, you may consider that you have more burdens since your son was born, and there are definitely, it does change your life, as those of you who have kids know. But I said, you do have a responsibility that you may take more seriously or be more effective at. And he asked me what it was, and I said, your main responsibility in life is to be happy. And I know that if I don't pursue my own happiness, I can't show my children how to pursue their own happiness. My kids are a different breed. They're, I think, Carolyn Miss calls them homo noeticus. They're a different generation, and I want to see, can they be responsible for their own happiness? Can they look out for their own happiness? I would like to think that I can do it, but you as parents know that that's not a possibility. So I have to look out for my own happiness. I have to be responsible for my own happiness. If somebody takes my happiness away, or if situations in life take my happiness away, then what I get to do, not got to do, get to do, is look for my own happiness, take responsibility for my own happiness, and see how quickly I can maintain it, and get it back to where I'm functioning at high levels of happiness. It's your responsibility. Have fun.